Hey everyone, this is Nathan the Echo here with Echo's Record Collection, and today I'm going to be talking about this album. This is It Tired Me All the Same by Arrows and Her. This is a Midwest emo album that came out, I don't know what year. I want to say it's like 2005 or something like that, but maybe that's just a vibe I'm getting. Um, but yeah, I couldn't find like a lot of background information about this album because uh, it's a very obscure band. Like I had never heard of them before I bought this album, and I'm guessing a lot of other people haven't heard of them either. Uh, but the only like information I could find about them was from like an AMA that the lead singer did, uh, where he was like, "Hey, I just checked in and saw that people actually listen to my music and like it. Hey, what's up?" So he just did an AMA about his band, which is awesome. Um, but there wasn't really that much there wasn't really that much information about like the band or about this album in particular. Most of the stuff was surrounding their EP Leaving, which is interesting because I haven't heard it yet and I'll have to check it out because that's the one that everyone was talking about. So I would assume that it's probably good and maybe better than this album because I will admit, this album is not like it's not the greatest Midwest emo album ever. It's not American Football, and I mean no album is American Football. So like, yeah, you can't really. Uh, what am I saying? Let's get into the album. So, you have this beautiful little cover here with a little guy standing over like a little bricks. On the back, you have this little guy here. And then, sorry, I'm kind of, you can probably tell from my face, but I'm kind of like sleepy and out of it today. So this video is gonna suck. Like, I don't know why anyone, if anyone, is watching this right now. And then for the record itself, it's like basically your standard, just black record, which is pretty cool. But yeah, like I said, this is kind of like just your average like Midwest emo album. Like the lyrics are nothing to write home about, no pun intended. The guitar work is amazing. I mean, as is standard with any Midwest emo album, it's like, why the fuck isn't this going back in? With any Midwest emo album, I mean, the guitar work is just always phenomenal. And that's just something that I've come to love about the Midwest emo genre, is that no matter how awful and annoying the vocals are, like, at the very least, the instrumentals are going to be fire. But yeah, I can tell that this album clearly takes a lot of inspiration from American Football, just in the way the guitars are arranged and like in the lyrics and the way they're also kind of more of a, like a free form, non-rhyming uh, lyrical style that is reminiscent of like the journal entry style of American Football, which I think is really cool. Um, but yeah, like I said, like this album's definitely worth a listen, but it's not like anything mind blowing. Uh, and I'm not trying to throw any shade to the artists or anything. I think it's amazing that they had a band together and that they got an album released on vinyl, which is super cool. Uh, and it's cool that they have a dedicated fan base that loves them. And not that I don't like their music, it's just there's better Midwest emo music out there. But anyways, I don't want to keep on talking about how awful and terrible this album is. It's not what I'm saying at all. But I guess the one thing that I wanted to talk about that I think is pretty funny about how I found this album was I got this album at Circa Now Records. It's a amazing record store in St. Louis. It's just like this one small little room with like a good amount of records. But the fun thing about this record store that is different from other record stores I've been to in the past is that like all of their stuff is like used and like super cheap. So you could like go in. What I did is I just like went in with $50 and I got like 5 records out of it. and I had never heard any of the records before, but I had like heard from somewhere or another that they were good, and I decided, well, why not? I'll just buy them and see what happens. And so the funny thing about this album is that like I was just shopping around at that record store. I was looking around, and then I was flipping through the soul section, and this album was in the soul section for some reason. I don't know why. And I was like, huh, that doesn't look like your standard soul album. It's a cool cover for a soul album. And so I picked it up and I took it home and I spun it on the record player and it started playing and I was like, this is not soul music. This is just emo. And it was a really nice surprise, you know. It's really cool just to be thinking the whole time that you're gonna hear something in one genre and then it turns out to be another genre. I don't know. That's just a fun little story about how I came across this record. Um, but yeah, geez, this is one of my less entertaining videos, uh, for sure. Um, but yeah, I mean, that's basically all I can talk about with this one. Uh, if you liked this video, make sure to God. If you like this video, make sure to like the video and comment on it. If you've heard this album, I'd like to hear your thoughts about it. Or if you know any more information about the band and like their background, if you've ever seen them live, I'd love to know it. That sounds really interesting to me. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't. Make sure you hit that bell. And oh yeah, and listen to my music, Nathan the Echo, on all streaming services. I have okay music that I think everyone would enjoy. But yeah, that's basically all I have. Bye.